Today is December 29th, 2024. I have made it to day 1460 of my self harm sobriety. That means I made it to 4 years self harm free. I keep a tracker on my phone to remind me that each day is worth fighting for, that tomorrow is worth fighting for. Nearly 4 years, exactly 4 years ago, in a very toxic relationship during the midst of the pandemic, being 21 years old, dealing with the pressures of being a senior in college, just so much weight on me. Also working a full-time job and still having dealt with the childhood traumas that I've now have came to an agreement with, that I've healed a lot of that now. I didn't have that then, and I was tired. It's like, why am I working so hard to exist in this world when everything that I love turns around and hurts me? Why put myself through so much hell and fire if everything that I do ends up coming back at me and hurts me? All I want is love. All I want is hugs. All I want is grace. All I want is to be accepted and to feel belonged, but I never had that place. At least I felt like it. And I still didn't have a great love or appreciation and an in depth experience with myself yet either. Because I had replaced, I thought that I loved myself, but I let my partner at the time, I let their love be the validation of myself because I'd grown up only seeing my worth in the ways that others validated me. So when others that around me took that validation back and didn't validate my worth or didn't validate the love, then I felt worthless. I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like I wasn't working hard enough, that I need to push myself beyond my limits and work even harder. Or that I was just a failure, another mistake that life has created. I spent many years feeling like a mistake. Spent many years dealing with grief, dealing with loss, dealing with anger, thinking that it's my fault for so many different things that were outside of my control. So on that day, 4 years ago, trying to take my life in my car. I remember what was going through my head is that I'm tired, that I don't want to deal with this no more. You want me to live another 60 years, if not to be 100 and something? I can't even make it to be 21. I can't deal with the pressures right now. I'm not made for the pressures of tomorrow or the years ahead. And that day I made my choice. I'm not gonna get too much into details, but just know that I wasn't hurt. My car wasn't hurt. I didn't get no speeding tickets. And that God saved me that day. Because I tried to turn the steering wheel 3 times and crashed into a light pole. And every time I turned the steering wheel, the car stayed straight. After the third time, I was like, well, that means I deserve to stay here. That means that I'm I need to figure this out. This thing that we call life, I need to figure this out. And in these 4 years since then, I mean it's amazing. but I think I would be blessed to make it so far. Sitting a few months into my recovery and realizing that I'm not the only one dealing with suicidal ideation. I'm not the only one dealing with these thoughts that I can't control, dealing with this pain, this hurt that makes me feel like that I don't need to be here, that my life is not meaningful, and that I'm not worthy of life, that I'm just the outcast, that I just need to be thrown away, that my life is over, that my story is over. It wasn't until 3 months in to my recovery where I realized that I was coming home from work. I had a work related injury, and there's this mirror in our basement, in my mother's basement, where I've been bullying myself for years. Going down to that mirror, I was about to do it and just bully myself and tell myself that I'm not great, that I'm not good enough, that I'll never be the man that I need to be, that I'll never be the employee that I need to be. I would never be the Josh that people saw in me. And I stood there and looked in the mirror, looking directly at myself, and said, I admire you for not giving up. And we got this. That was the very first moment in my life, especially since the accident, where I've actually admired myself, where I've actually given myself the love and respect that I needed, that my inner child needed, that future me needed, that past me needed, that the generations that will come after me needed, was acknowledging that I admire myself, that I have deep, warm love and appreciation for who I am today, broken and all. I admired myself. And to fast forward a little bit, I realized that I wasn't going through this alone and that I wanted to share my journey from share my journey of my recovery with the world, and understand that mental health is important, just as important as physical health. And if you have poor mental health, that can lead to poor physical health. And if there's 47,000 Americans who lose their lives every year to mental illness, to self harm, that's all preventable. And that starts with each and every one of us. And I felt like it was my responsibility for me to create that conversation that we're not having enough of. Create that conversation regarding mental health, affirmations, self love, and self care that we're not having enough of in our communities, in our societies, our minority house homes. Everywhere we need to be talking about it, because it needs to go from being I'm okay to being like I'm struggling, and that other person is to say it's okay to not be okay, and that I'm here with you. So in year one, I learned how to admire myself. I learned how to love myself. I started hugging myself as I went to sleep to help comfort my inner child, to prevent nightmares, and to interact some of that love. I went on hikes more. I took myself out on dates. And I started to say affirmations to myself. And not every day was a day worthy of affirmations, but it ended up being a motivating factor of something that if I can admire me for all that I've been through, for all that I've survived, for all that I've dealt with and wish I've never been through, then I think I have enough strength and knowledge to teach that to the next person. And in year one, I tell people about I admire you, which became admirer, which is how you're seeing me today, which is just a skyrocketed since then. And having doing the hand over heart logo, which symbolizes you not only creating a heart for yourself, symbolizing love over your heart, but you're also giving a heart to someone else. You're giving them love. You're giving them something that this world lacks. Is love. This world lacks care. This world lacks kindness. This world lacks acceptance. This world lacks appreciation. But we can change that. In year one, we had admiration. In year two, we had inspiration. Really focusing on the story of Admireware, which is the story of me. And really sharing my story with the world. And that's when millions and thousands of you came along. Understanding that my story didn't end December in 2020. My story didn't end. My story was just beginning. That my story was far from over. And that my life was irreplaceable. Now I'm on stages telling people that their life is irreplaceable, that their life is meaningful, that their story is far from over, that though we are different, we have common ground. We have commonality within our differences, and we can work together to create a better life for all. We can be inclusive to that thought. We can take better care of our minds, and we can be kind to our minds. Year three was really hard for me. Year three was more of a year of triumphs, defiance, battles. I went through a lot of woes through the third year, a lot of challenges for sure. But I can capitalize that. I can capsize that year with saying that the third year was about resilience. How tough are we, roses? We are roses at heart, roses at the core, and roses in spirit. We are love. We are God's love. We are God's children. And I think of all of us as roses. I had a lot of roses growing up. My mom gave me 3 rose bushes and told me these would be your friends when you can't have friends. She was tired of me staring out the window at the neighborhood kids and not being able to play with them because I was on quarantine essentially. Because if I was around a lot of other people, I could risk getting a staph infection and losing the progress that we were making with my surgeries. So I spent a lot of time in isolation. These roses taught me a lot about life. It taught me that even though you might not be at 100%, sometimes you have to still pour from your glass to help someone else out. You have to hold someone else's hand and reach out and have your hand held too sometimes because we're in it together. And those roses showed me that they were in it together, not separately, not out for their own evil will or their own selfish reasons, but that they were in it together. They made a pact together. One of the roses was dying, so the 2 roses on the edges gave a bit of their life and gave it into the one in the middle. And this rose in the middle ended up being like this hybrid of red, yellow, and orange and white. So it ended up being this weird hybrid of a rose. And it showed me that I have to give a little bit in order to get back. I enjoy that. I enjoy being able to create something for others and to see it create an impact for their lives and to see it do things that I don't necessarily understand. So, in return, that gives me back purpose, that gives me back value. I feel at home with what I'm doing. In year four, it's about resilience. I mean, in year four, it's about motivation. It's about striving through it. It's about using the things that we've learned and adding on top of it because we're building a foundation. I'm building a foundation in many of your hearts. I'm building a foundation in many of your lives. I'm building a foundation of my own life. But now it's time to add some walls to it, right? How you feel about that? Let's add some walls to the structure. Because not only that, I'm bringing awareness to mental health and bringing awareness to self, to suicidal ideation and depression, insomnia, PTSD, and pit bull maulings. I'm bringing awareness to you. I'm letting you be seen, letting you be heard, letting your feedback inspire how I even create content, how I even am where I am. And I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for that moment nearly 4 years ago, March 2021, when I decided to help others, even though I couldn't really help myself. I knew that I wanted to do it alongside others because I knew that I wasn't alone in my pain and I didn't want no one else to be alone in that pain. And I wanted to be there to comfort, to support, to teach, to uplift, to elevate, and to show people that we can get through the hardest of storms together, despite the darkness that surrounds us. We have the light, we have the courage, we have the strength, we have the resilience. With me being the leader, we are the light. And with God, we shall not be afraid. We should choose love over fear, choose faith over fear, choose belief over fear. And we can make it through it. And we have. We have survived 100% of our bad days. I am 1,460 days self-harm free. That is a blessing. And I can't wait to get to like more thousands and thousands of days, and a lifetime of being self-harm free. I started my sobriety journey 4 years ago, not knowing where it would lead up, where it would lead me. And I sit here grateful and thankful in knowing that I wouldn't change it for the world. I've been through hell, but I've survived it. And I might continue to go through some things that are bad. But I promise you, and I pinky promise you, that I will not give up, that I will love myself, that I will admire myself, and that I know my story is far from over. But promises go both ways. So you have to promise me that you're not going to give up, that you're going to admire yourself, that you are going to learn to love yourself, and that you know your story is far from over and it's irreplaceable. That you add meaning to this love, to this world, and that you are always enough when you feel like nothing. Know that you are amazing and you don't see yourself the way that the world and we see you. There's people who actually like love you. We got people around us who aren't in our best interest, but there's at least just a small handful of whether it's one person or two people who are in your best interest, and you are special to this world. To anyone out there who's struggling or who's going through the early days of their sobriety, who's deep into their sobriety, or who's using this video to motivate someone to even start sobriety with their own mental health, with their own physical health, with their own journey. I sit here with words of advice to say is to know that not every day is going to be great. Some days are going to be hard. But just know that each day is worth fighting for, and you have to believe that. You have to make that. You have to set small goals like today, I just want to complete all of my chores. Today, I just want to go to work and go home. Today, I just want to just go get some coffee or something. The small goals, and realize that you're achieving that. You're doing the best that you can with all that you got. And it gets better with time, care, and love. Not just time. You can spend 10 years of time and not progress anywhere besides looking older. But if you spend time and the care that you need, the individualized care that you need for you, that will go a very long way and that will help you stay sober. And eliminating a lot of my friends, having new friends, doing things that I love, which is using my life as a testament to add purpose to others. Is my purpose is to motivate and to inspire people and to show people that they are more than what they give themselves credit for. That these kids out here are more than what social media says about them. That we have so much untapped potential and that we have to do it together, and that our mental health is important to create a longevity that we want to look forward to. And I want to look forward to seeing you because we're not making it to the finish line anytime soon because the tortoise always beats the hare. And we have many more sites to go through, many more sightseeing moments and opportunities, many more experiences to go through along the way before we reach that finish line. I don't know when or where that is, but I know that I'm thankful to run this race at a moderate pace, to slow life down, to do it right alongside you. Each and every day, I'm dedicated to that. To making sure that no one feels the way that I felt, to making sure that no one feels alone, to making sure that no one felt the way that I felt at 16, to making sure that I can talk about many of these topics and issues and circumstances so we can have better conversations with loved ones, with families, with corporate centers, and etc. We are the love warriors, and we are a driving factor of admiration. And if we if we appreciate diverse moments, that inspires radiant energy, which is the acronym for admire, um, we can survive anything. We can get through anything. Diverse moments make us who we are. I didn't always like that. But now I sit here and I'm just like, you know what? I'm thankful. I'm thankful that someone believed in me that I can get through it. That I'm thankful that you guys motivated me to get through. I had some hard days. Some of these comments and these videos and these sections have really just uplifted me, and I wouldn't change it for the world. Some days I feel like giving up, and my promise lets me know that I got to keep holding on. And when the next person feel like giving up, I remind them, I got a promise. I'm going to keep holding on because it does get better. And it's only better together. And you make tomorrow better. You make today great. So I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching me for 4 years into my recovery, to my sobriety, and letting me inspire you and inspire millions of people around the world. I wouldn't change it for anything. This is truly what I think my purpose is to use my story to help others. I feel at home here, and I'll always be here. I'm not going anywhere. You don't ever have to worry about me because I've cemented in my heart my purpose as something I need to do. Now I want to stay here for the really long haul, and I'm excited for the road ahead. I'm excited for my book that I'm working on. I'm excited to be on stage one day. I'm excited to give a TED Talk one day. I'm excited to be in schools and college campuses giving speeches on mental health one day, teaching people how to admire themselves, how to love themselves, how to respect themselves, how to give themselves praise even on the hardest of days, how to help them be a love warrior and understand that they are a rose with thorns. And their thorns make them resilient to things. They're also beautiful. And that we gonna have seasons of wilting. We're gonna have seasons of growth and seasons of blossoming. It's the evolution of life. We're gonna have our woes, but we're gonna go through those woes together as a community, as a family. Thank you for being a part of my family. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your family. And thank you for hearing my message. And thank you for inspiring me to not give up. And thank you for allowing me to inspire you not to give up. And for anyone who's starting their journey, who's thinking about giving up, know that there's so much more in store for you. And if there's so much more stored for you in this life, in this world, do something that you love. Take a bit of time out for you. There's So for someone who's starting that journey today, watching this video, whatever year, month you're watching it, know that you have so much more left in the tank. Your tank might feel like it's on empty, but let this video and let everything that I've done pour into that tank and get you to nearly full. You are more capable than you give yourself credit for. You've survived 100% of your bad days. Like if you look back, there isn't one day you didn't survive. You thought you wasn't gonna make it, but you did. Value that worth. That's worth right there. You've made it through. You can continue to go through. And it does get better with time. plus care. I love you. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for sharing this milestone with me. Couldn't have done it without you, without my mom, without my really, really close immediate families, without my friends, my best friend. Couldn't have done it without my girlfriend. I couldn't have done it without Chloe. Chloe, you want to say hey to the camera? Come on. Let me get this little eye bugger out your face. I don't hate dogs. I might have got attacked by one, by two. Lost 80% of my face. I've had 62 surgeries since then. And I've had this darling for almost 4 years. I got her I got her during my recovery. And I felt like I've been giving the world and I've been giving people so much. I wanted to do something for myself. To get myself a dog. Come here. Come on. Come on. Hop up. Come here. Come here, girl. Let me show the world you. This is Chloe. She's a mini Australian Shepherd. She's almost 4 years old. She was born about the same time I started admiring her. So around, I think March, what is it, girl? March 18th is your birthday? Or March 19th? She's just comfy. This is my puppy daughter. Puppy daughter. And I love her with the world. She's helped me a lot, helped me heal a lot, helped me grow a lot, challenges me a lot, inspires and motivates me to be a better person too. All right. Love you guys. Have a phenomenal weekend. Talk to you next time.